Hello. What I'm trying to do, I'm creating this video as far as a test. This is basically the first video I've made. I'm going to place it on YouTube and see how it works out and everything like that. But the purpose of the video is basically to acknowledge a lot of black young men. I'm not going to say Europeans because of the fact that even though I live among them, I don't know their culture or their ancestry or anything like that, so I can't speak on them. So basically this video is based on the people that I lived around, the people I was raised up with, so that in my experiences with most black men and black women, mothers, fathers, grandfathers and stuff like that, and great-grandmothers, everything like that, so I'm not here to trying to offend anyone, anything like that, but I am trying to give an insight on things based on what I've learned during my 52 years of life. Okay, of course you may say, well, 52 years, right? Okay, well, let's say 45 years, because the first 6 years of my life is basically I learned from my mom, I was around my mother, everything like that. I was not really in contact with my father or anything like that, even though my father was in our life and everything, but he was a hard-working man. My father worked at Chrysler for like 48 years, and all my family have been hard-working people, not alcoholics, no drugs, anything like that. Worked, not in gangs, never been to prison, anything like that. So I have been brought up by strong black men, okay, with a strong black woman influence, okay, because the fact that our women in our family knew that the men in our family went out and worked, okay. Most of the women in our family, they're from down south, and basically they brought up as hard-working people. Okay, so all right, so this is basically a test, and what I would like to do is to start off with talking about young black men, okay, and in our country. Well, I'm going to say in the society which I lived. Basically, the situation is I was brought up just like any other young black man in this, back in the 70s, and involved in a lot of different misfortunate situations, and caught up in a lot of different things that the typical European family would not have been exposed to, because the possibilities that they were exposed to did not permit them to be exposed to be exposed to such things that a lower class, unprivileged family had to go through. Okay, now it doesn't mean that you weren't poor or anything like that. It's just that, it depends on your culture. You're going to experience different things while you're growing up. Okay, now one of the things that I wanted to bring to I would like to talk about or bring to your attention is the fact that in my community, I look at a lot of YouTube and look at Facebook and went to tag.com, and I travel all around the world. I was a Marine. I've been all around the world, involved in a lot of different things, and with negative and positive, whatever the situation is. But the thing is this, okay? There's a lot of things that young black men, Afro-American men, just do not know, okay? The reason why they don't know this, because of the fact that it's just their, I would like to say their stubbornness to learn the truth, okay? The truth is this right here. English is not was never ever supposed to be our first language. Okay, so black speaking slang or whatever you want to say or whatever the situation is, well, it's normal. It's like people from India, Japanese, Koreans, Russians have an accent. Well, blacks have accents too. Okay, because this is not our natural language. It's not our language. Okay, we have been forced to speak this language. So if our grammar is not correct, whatever situation, well, because it's not our language. We speak in a foreign language. We have what you call accent. Okay, now if you try to force us to learn to speak the Queen's language, of course, then you're gonna have problems with it. Okay. You're going to have problems with the way we speak. We might not sound as intelligent as the Queen of England. But if you get a lot of Europeans and get the people in England together, then basically most people in America are not speaking as properly as the Queen. Okay, that's the bottom line. Okay, you have the have and the have-nots. Okay, now blacks are the remnants of the Irish. The Irish was in charge, okay, because they are the ones that was brought here during the Civil War, fought for this country, and contributed to the freedom of this country. Okay, the Irish, all right. The Irish was tricked. The Irish was fooled by the haves to come to this country in some mysterious way that they was going to inherit all this things or whatever the situation was that these rich persons or persons that have promised them. And a lot of these young men, which was basically 14 and 15 on up, okay, died coming off the ships, immigrant ships, and died. Never was able to see the wonders or the beauties of this country. Okay, trying to protect the rights of slaves. All right, that's just the bottom line. Okay, that's the bottom line. All right, the haves send a lot of Irish into the meat grinder. A lot of them died in hopes of a better way of life, and they never seen it. Okay, so the thing is this.